things always happen for a reason, especially all of the bad ones. We hear that phrase literally all the time, whether it's in like school, in church, or just in life in general. We hear that phrase a lot. But when life hits you really hard, when like all the things around just feels like it's all crumbling on top of you, that phrase basically is almost meaningless. You know, it means almost nothing to you. Like, what reason could there possibly be for all this pain, for all the losses and the suffering that you're going through right now? But I'm telling you, God has never wasted potential from pain and suffering, ever. All the pain that we're suffering, that we're going through, is never go unwasted. In Romans chapter 8, verse 28, it talks about, and we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose for them. And that basically means wins, losses, all the breakthroughs, the breakdowns, all of it happens for a reason. And you're probably going through a storm right now, or going through, drawdown when you're trading, or just something's not going right in your life. And you're sitting there, you're asking God, why are you letting me go through this? Why are you making me suffer so hard? But listen, the storm isn't just like a punishment to you. It's like preparation. It's making you grow. It's growth inside of yourself. All right, you might not see it at the time. You might be drowning and suffering from all the losses and stuff that you're taking, but what this is doing to you is preparing you for what the future holds for you. All right, rain is always necessary within growth. Without it, trees won't grow, flowers won't grow, and without the rain and the struggle, your mind won't expand either. And God allows the rain and the suffering. It's because he has something that's going to grow inside of you, not destroy you, but to develop you. And it doesn't just apply within trading. This applies within anything that you're working for, whether it's business, sports, career paths, relationships, whatever it could be. In the beginning, it's always the hardest. Going from 0 to 10,000, whether it's dollars, followers, sales, repetitions, or just results, that you're going to mess up, you're going to fail. And that's why you hear so many people talk about your first $0 to $10,000 is the hardest you'll ever make, because you're going to be questioning your worth, you're going to be losing, you're going to be failing, and you're going to be questioning yourself, is it even worth doing? Is it worth all the pain and the suffering that you're going through? Is all this shit worth it? Am I putting myself through all this pain for a reason, this suffering for a reason? But what a lot of people fail to realize, and once it gets hard, they're going to drop it. They're going to quit. What they don't realize is that you need these failures, you need these losses to put yourself in a better position. Okay? Because they teach you that the rules that like no one can explain, but you have to experience it. All right? That 10,000 doesn't just come super easily. It's not supposed to. It's not supposed to be easy to make. That's why you get shaped. That's where God channels his way to what he needs you and where you need to be. I don't know if that makes sense, but he's pushing you away from, he's trying to get you to learn from your mistakes, to push you in the right direction of where you need to be. And it's like, it requires so much consistency and having that mindset that like no matter what, you will not give up. Because if you don't get through that struggle, you can't just like skip over it. You can't just like, you can't sleep through the struggle, because you're gonna get nowhere. All right, you can't skip the pain and skip all the struggles, the losses, and still have the same outcome that you would have if you did. Imagine pushing like a huge, massive, heavy ball, and at first, like, you gotta like really get it going. All right. At first, it feels almost impossible. Like, it's like, obviously, because it's super heavy. You're straining yourself, you're sweating, you're barely making the thing budge. But that's just the beginning of your journey. That's that $0 to $10,000 phase, But once you start putting the effort in, and it feels like it starts feeling lighter, because all that momentum is kicking in, and it doesn't have to stay that hard forever. The effort that you start putting in is what makes you move later, and it makes you move with ease. what's going to make that ball move a lot faster. And that struggle in the beginning is your strength and your resilience and your discipline. And that's how life works. That's how business works, how growth within anything works. You have to start off not knowing what the fuck you're doing, working your ass off, straining yourself, taking the losses, all that kind of stuff. And eventually, the ball's gonna start moving by itself, and you're not gonna have to do anything because you put in that work already, and now you just have to watch the ball go, and that's it. So you have to stop asking yourself, why me, when things go not into your direction? Start asking, what is God putting me through? Like, why is God putting me through this? And not to sound like a pity, not to make it sound like a pity question, but really like redefine your perspective on why God is putting me through this. Why is He making me take this loss? What kind of lesson am I supposed to gain from this? He sees the full picture. We don't. We just see a tiny little piece. He sees the full picture that we do not see. Okay? And if He's letting you and if you're going through it, just let it happen. Let all of these losses happen. Because, like I said, with rain, there's growth. Alright? Let God work. Let God take control of your life. Don't just take it by yourself, because if you think that you're gonna make it by yourself, it's very, very hard to do. Okay? Obviously there are people that do it, but they feel almost unfulfilled, and it was a lot harder to do by themselves. But once you let God take control of your entire situation, your business, your life, everything, because He pushes that ball for you. It just becomes so much easier to do because you have guidance, all right? And once you change your perspective on the losses that you take, you start realizing, like, okay, I took that loss for a reason. Because let's just say, for example, I took a loss today, okay, and I took the wrong setup. Now another day comes by, and I'm like, hold on, this is the exact same setup that made me lose. I'm either not going to trade it, or I'm going to take the opposite of it. And sure enough, what you do, you take that action, and then what happens? You're like, okay, cool. I took a loss, but it ended up working out for me because I learned something from it. So always remember that rain grows flowers, grows trees, and it's going to grow within you. Accept the losses and continue grinding. There's absolutely no reason why you should be quitting once something gets hard, because that's what quitters do. That's why it is called the 1%. The 1% is because of these people who never quit, and that's what the 99% do, is they give up on their dreams and their ambitions because they think it's too hard. Once it starts getting a little bit too hard for themselves, they're like, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm tired of taking all these losses and stuff. Don't be like that. Don't be like the 99%. Be the 1% that actually fulfills everything that they're saying they're going to do. All right. I love you guys. Peace out.